Welcome to LifePoint TV. I'm Pastor Del Phillips, your host for LifePoint, your path to real life. We have embarked on another study. This study is taken from Matthew chapter 7, verse 14. I want you to go there again so we can just refresh uh, our focus and our attention here in this verse. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. We began this series with identifying the terms that are used here for straight and narrow. The term straight actually indicating the measure, the dimension of the way that leads to life, that it is narrow in size, it's small, it's puny, actually, as the word is technically described in the Greek. That word steno, which means it stands alone, it stands narrow, independent from anything else. It's a small opening. The word for narrow that's used in this passage actually is better expressed in understanding the impact that the small dimension has upon our life, and indicating, as we shared in the last teaching, that we are forced into this place, this small, narrow opening, this small, puny place. We are forced, driven into that. I like the word that's associated with this term in its Greek. It actually means to crowd. In other words, there's already something present, and we are crowded into what is present. God's way, which is already present, already established. God forces us, pushes us into His purpose, into His plan for our life. I got to say this and make this clear. We do make the choice to accept life. God does not force life upon us. It's a choice, it's a decision you and I have to make. But once that choice is made, we are forcibly pushed into God's purpose. I need to be candid with this. There are a lot of people that appear to suggest to us that they have volunteered for God's purpose. Oh, I signed up because I knew God was looking for good and great men or women, to go forth for Him. And I said, "Here am I, Lord, send me." Now, I do believe that we make that commitment to surrender our life to Him. Here am I, God. Do what you will do with my life. But let me tell you, when it comes to the fulfillment of God's divine purpose for our life, we will discover that there is the forcible hand of God that's driving us into purpose. It's not because we, are so spiritual and aspirational that we want to do what God has ordained to do. Many of us, we are driven, forced, pushed in, crowded in to the place where God really wants us. That place to fulfill purpose, or as this passage teaches us, that place which actually leads to life. It's a place where we are crowded in, pushed into that narrow path. Then I want you to look at this aspect. The narrow way, that straight gate, narrow way, it also indicates that this is a single entry point where we are constrained to the entry in order to benefit from the destination. Let me say that again. We are constrained by the entry, limited to how we can enter in order for us to benefit from the greatness of life that it will give or yield to us. It's a single point. It's a one direction entry point. We only have that one way in that leads to life. So where it says it's the way is narrow, it indicates it's a single use, single purpose way into life, a single purpose path that leads us into life, bringing us or allowing us uh, to per, to pursue a single target, one single target. This is the contrast here. God's way is single, one. It's one and only, with one targeted goal to bring glory to Him. God has established His calling, His purpose upon our life to bring glory to Him. He fits us into the body of Christ where He wants to make use of us based on His will and His will only. So we not only enter in to through a one single entry, constrained as we enter into that way with one single target, one single objective. There are not multiple objectives involved here in the pursuit of God's divine purpose for our life. There's only one. And when we make that choice to pursue, to seek that path that leads to life, it constrains us to one single objective, one thing. David put it like this, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I have one aim, one goal, one target, one objective, to be in His presence. We're going to continue this study. I want you to stay tuned, and in the meantime, stay on that path that leads to real life.